this, and it looks like it's okay. You get some more light here. Get the computer set up. Okay, looks like everything's operational here. Right. Oh, that's bright, isn't it? Okay, cool. Here we go. Same thing, 10 shooters. I'm going to shoot them all out. 6.542 dice set, as people, because a lot of people care about that. You shoot them. See what happens here. This run of 10. Alright, so I'm shooting from like stick left 1. And we have a come out 8. 6-2. Hello, Mike with dice. 6-2-8. Mark it. 6.542. There you go. There you go, folks. There's a 3. Okay. Mid-Atlantic, David Smith. How are you guys? Here we go. There's the hard 8, made a point. That'd have been a good one. Even if I would have had a don't play, I still wouldn't have lost because I would have had the hard 8. So that would have been okay. Here we go. There's the 6. Point's going to be 6 this time. Alright. See what we can get out of the dice tonight. There's a 10, 6, 4, 10. I am shooting the 6, 5, 4, 2. That's what I've been doing for this whole series. Are you asking, do I play on a hard table when I play live or at my house? Night raid? Are you talking about at my house or when I actually go play at the casino? There's a hard 4. Because at my house, I would say my table's essentially bouncy. It would be more like a bouncy table. And the casino's around here. It's up on the computer. It's not going to count for anything. I would say it's bouncy. At the casinos around here, almost all of them are hard tables. Very few of them have any bounce to them at all. And there's a 10. Here we go. Believe it or not, guys, the tables in this area, in the Blackhawk Central City area, yeah, oh yeah, my table at home would be considered bouncy. It's our first set. But in the Blackhawk Central City area, guys, most of the tables are hard. So if that's something you prefer, this is definitely a place to come play. Because pretty much everywhere you go, it's hard. That's cool, Mike. I like that. But yeah, I mean, I would say that 80% of the tables here are very hard surface. Like when you touch them, they don't have hardly any felt on them, or there's nothing underneath. They're just right on top of the slate, or people say that. Yeah, people say hard tables are definitely an advantage. I would tend to agree with that because obviously there's a hard 4. That was a bad shot. Obviously, the less bounce is going to be less random. So, I mean, yeah, absolutely. From a shooting standpoint, for sure. And there's 7 out. Okay, that's great. So far, I wouldn't have had any losers, I don't think. Because that hard 8, the point we hit was a hard point. So that I would have had that covered. That's good. Let's get some new dice each time here if I can remember it. Let's do that. Guys, when I shoot the dice, I don't care about beating the 7. That's not what I'm shooting the dice for. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to hit a certain group of numbers more often than the rest. Here we go. And with this dice set, I did not say that they're not an advantage. I said they are an advantage if you're a shooter. I don't have any idea what you're talking about. There's a 516. I said that it makes it less random, so obviously that would be some kind of advantage. There's a 9. But I don't play against the 7. I don't care if I get 0.7 outs or if, I mean, obviously I care. I'd much rather the shot go really long because obviously it's easier to win that way. But if I only have 5 shots the whole night, as long as I'm not knocking off a lot of points, I'm going to be making money. And there's the 3. Because I don't think you can control the 7. This is for all the people that haven't been watching. I don't think you can defeat the 16%. I think over time, even good dice controllers, dice influencers, whatever you want to call them, they're hitting that 7 at 16.5%. They might have good runs where they don't do it, but then the bad runs equal it out. I think it's too big of a number for you to manipulate. There's a come out 7. What I do think is that dice control, if you use the exact same set repeatedly, thank y'all, who Johnny 2121. But if you use the exact same set repeatedly, the exact same throws, the exact same distance, all the stuff is the same, I do think you can dictate a group of numbers. And it's going to have the 7 involved, guys. You're never going to get away from that 7. There's the 5. That's the good point. Sure. I mean, and I'm not saying that you can't. See, for example, when I'm saying you can't beat the 7, you might be able to beat one combination of the 7. So, like, you might only get 5 2s and 6 1s. You might never get 4 3s. But you're going to get an extra group of them because you're still not going to beat that 16%. It's just, that is built to beat you. And there's a reason why the casinos trust it to repeatedly beat the light side player, because it's just too high of a percentage. That's a 6-4-10. But what you can do is you can bet more money on the numbers that you hit more often. And that is what you can do. There's a 5-1-6. Here we go. And there's aces. That's a very true statement. Yeah. Don't come with one plan, right? Come with, you're a craps player. Oh, I dropped it. You guys stay in there. Go tell your mom. You can definitely, sorry, I had to talk to my kid for a second. You can definitely have a bad day with dice control. It's going to happen a lot because it's hard. There's a 3, 1, 2, 3. Dice control is difficult. It's not easy. I don't think you're ever going to defeat that 16%. I'm not saying you won't have good runs. You might have good runs against it. But overall, in a 10 shooter sample, I think you're going to be right around that 16%. All right, there's a 7 out. This is a pretty good shot. But I had 2 7s in. I rolled 2 7s in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Imagine that. 12 rolls, 2 7s. You know why? Because the 7 comes once every 6th roll. Now, a lot of people will say, well, that's saying that this is totally random. That's a very valid argument. When you see that and you're saying, well, it's just random then. You could have just threw them any way you wanted and got the same outcome. But what isn't seen, and I didn't look at it, is that I had obviously way more 6, 8s, 9s, and 10s than I did 4s and 5s. And that's what's not random. Now, does it work every time? No, I have bad days where I throw way too many. And they're not bad shots because I'm getting a 4 or a 5. But they're not what I'm trying to do. So I'm not going to have the right a large amount of money or maybe any money on those numbers. I mean, I've had 60 rollers in practice. I've had 40 and 50s at the casino. I don't think I've ever hit in the 70s. I can't remember a time because that would stand out if I ever did. But guys, I've had 6 and 7 point rolls at the casinos. I've had multiple 40 plus. In my opinion, you should stay with the same dice set, but that's just because I believe that dice control is built around defining a group of numbers you get out of a certain throw, all right? Not defining beating the 7, but like with this 6, 5, 4, 2, I get a higher than average 6, 8, 9, 10, but I get a lower than average 4 and 5. So I'm going to bet more here and less here, and not worry about the 7 because I'm going to have the don't. Sure, you can definitely practice. Guys, I'm not saying that there's not value in getting better at this. That was a PSO. Now that might have been a little bit of rhythm issue there because I got out of rhythm. But there is value in it, and I know guys that throw better than the average against the 7. But I bet if I've seen all of their rolls for 1 year, I bet it's not. I bet they had those bad runs where it wasn't, where they had 4 or 5 7s. And there's a hard 4. You know, because the thing about the 7, which is really unique to every other game in the casino, is that on the 7, if it's on the come out, it's not necessarily bad. All right? So you could be still well within that 16% average, but just hitting them at the right time. Hello, Dice Grinders. And that happens. That famous older lady that rolled 150 rolls or whatever, she had a bunch of 7s in her roll, but they were all just at the right time. So she didn't beat no averages. She just happened to roll them at the correct time. And there's another 0.7. And again, guys, I'm definitely not trying to defeat the 7. I've never started trying to do that. But on those 2 rolls right there, guys, I would have made money. Because I would have played through the don't, like I always do. Played through that don't. Them both would have been winners for me. Oh, we're supposed to switch dice. Hello, everybody. I haven't said hi to Mr. Rocky. And so, again, guys, I've preached this before. The strategy is more important than dice control. Solid strategy first. Discipline with that strategy goes hand in hand. The right size bankroll for your strategy, all those things, and then comes table conditions. Because if you're in the hook, on over there standing next to the dealer, it's probably not the best time to try dice control, right? So there's a lot of factors that come in way before you should ever be thinking about trying to control the dice. Okay? So you should be thinking about 4 or 5 other things first. 5, 1, 6. And then, if everything falls into place, you should be like, all right, I'm going to unleash this advantage, and I'm going to try to really get some money here. Here we go. There's the 8. So, you know, there's all kinds of things. And guys, I don't know how many times I've seen guys that I know are pretty good controllers, that I know that are pretty good throwers. They'll be in the hook instead of up and stick 1 or 2, and they'll try it from there and they'll be terrible. Well, the difference is like 3-foot difference. Of course you're not the same. There's the 9. So one of the things that I told my buddies at Square Pair is they were talking about that try, and they say it's just too far. I said, well, quit trying to throw the dice further. Throw them the same. If they hit the wall, they hit the wall. If they don't, they don't. The casino is going to get fussy about it after, you know, a few times you do it, but not if you do it every 5th roll. You know, so if you're over in the hook and you want to shoot controlled shots, just throw them down there normal, everything, and where they land is where they land. They're going to roll to the wall most of the time. You know, don't worry about trying to get them all the way to the wall. I mean, if you're throwing them, there's the 9. If you're throwing them and they're landing on the 2 here, so what? Let the casino enforce their rules. Don't enforce them for them. No, I mean, there's guys that shoot from the end of the table fantastically. I've seen it a lot. There's a guy right here, locally, he shoots from the end of the table, and when he lands these dice, he lands them straight in the middle, and they die just like this. If there's something they hit, they'll bounce crazy, but I watch him, and he throws them high. They throw high, and they just fall down, and I mean, it's amazing. I can't do it, but this guy can. And I bet he averages 10 rolls from what I've seen. And there's the 6, that's the point. So, I mean, yeah, I've definitely seen some people that shoot well from the end. I've seen it. The end is the most comfortable to me. That's the most comfortable spot on the table just to play from. I like the end. But when I play from the end, I don't try to shoot. I just play. All right, there's a 4 hard way. I don't try to do nothing with the dice. I just play. A lot of times I'll just pass them. Here we go. Oh, terrible. That was way up on the... That almost hit the top of the table. That was an awful throw. Okay, so hidden numbers, missing numbers, stuff like that. So I do believe in dice frequency, okay? So when I do believe in frequency, okay? And the reason I believe in frequency is because the game is based off of a 36 roll frequency. All right, so the 36 roll, I know you've all seen the pyramid, right? There's 1, 2, 2 3s, 3 4s, 4 5s, 5 6s, 6 7s, 5 8s. So it's a triangle, right? It's a pyramid. All right, so what that tells you is that the averages of the game are based on 36 rolls. All right, so every 36 rolls, on average, you should see the combinations you're supposed to see of these, or this amount of these numbers, or this percentage of these numbers. All right, so if you believe that that's true, then there is value in taking into account that, okay, it's been 25 rolls, I haven't seen a single 9. Most likely there's some 9s coming. So I mean, the probability will always write itself. It will always write itself. No matter what, it's the law of large numbers. It's always going to come back to earth. It's going to write itself. And so, obviously, those 25 rolls are small segments, but remember that frequency is based out of 36 rolls. So every 36 rolls, essentially that's like locking in one round of it. All right, and if you'll look at it like that, I'm telling you, I've rolled this out on my channel before. I've definitely rolled it out on my channel where I've just rolled 36 rolls and set them out there, and then did it again. Set it out there and did it again. And it wasn't surprising at all that they came within, most of the time, 1 or 2 of where they were supposed to be at every 36 rolls. So if that's going to happen on that consistent of a basis, then why wouldn't you bet it that way? There's an 11, and that's my opinion on that. So do I believe those things? Yes, I do believe in that kind of play. Do I think you should base all of your play around it? No. I do think you should have it in mind, though. All right, there's a 4 2 6. And that's what I base my repeater plays on, is that if you see a number roll back to back, all right, if you see it just roll back to back, most likely the next roll isn't going to be one of those. Most likely. There's a 5. There's a 6, that's the point. Okay, so those were good shots. If you saw those shots, they hit, they died, they rolled just a little bit back, exactly what they're supposed to do. Those are good shots. There's that 6 right back. Okay, so I would have hit 2 in a row right there, right? I'm shooting at this specific number, right? I am literally shooting at the 6 here, and I don't think I'm going to get one here. I don't. I don't think I'm going to roll another 6. Could I? Sure. But I don't think I will. And there's a 10, all right? So I would have won there because I would have bet everything else against the 6 and won. And that's as simple as the repeater is right there. See them back to back, bet against it. Bet everything else and let that cover all those other bets. And there's that 6, now it hit. Now, that's okay. That's a whole different scenario. It only has to get through one roll. After you see the back-to-back, seeing it a third time is highly unlikely. All right, that was the point. And there's the hard 10. Okay, new point. And guys, that's what I mean by the repeater. So the repeater can be played a couple ways. All right, but the best way to play the repeater is this. When you see a number come back to back, unless it's the 2, 3, 11, or 12, because you can't lay them, you lay for enough money to cover the rest of the numbers on the board for one roll, right? It's a free way to win. The huge majority of the time, you're not going to hit it, right? So you're going to win 25 times in a row before you lose once. I would say that that's very consistent. And guys, I've said this before, the repeater is by far the best tool for me, profit-wise, percentage profit-wise. It's not close. Oh, we're out of the table. All right, here we go. And there's the 11. Okay. So I've only hit 6s, 10s, 11s, and one little measly 5. That's pretty consistent. Here we go. And there's another 10, that's the point. Come out 7, okay. Oh, come back here. Here we go. There's a 3, okay, that's also a come out. So if you would have been on the don't and you would have lost, you'd have got it back. I would have no longer been on the don't in this roll after all those points. I only ever let 2 of my don't points get knocked off. I never go further than that. Sometimes I only let 1. There's another 6. Sometimes I only let 1 get knocked off. And there's that 6 right back. That would have been the sharpshooter range. Here we go. Sharpshooter bets would have been getting paid. Here we go. There's that 6 again. Oh, look at that stack of 6s. Look at that stack. Seven. Oh, that was a bad shot. I was really liking that stack of 6s. That was pretty fun. All right. That's obviously a pretty good shot. Six, 5, 4, 2. Triple Lux the 6. Yeah, you could have done anything with the 6 there. It was all good. There's the 5. Okay, that was a bad shot. I don't know if you guys probably couldn't have seen it, but they weren't tumbling. They were doing whatever they were doing. They were doing this number. I mean, they were just everywhere. That was a terrible shot. That was a much better shot. 5, 4, 9. Yeah. All right. Here we go. There's the hard 4. Okay, so something I've noticed is anytime that was another one of those crazy goofy shots, and I'm sure this is a grip issue. I don't believe the grip matters all that much, but it does matter in how your dice spin. I still think that trajectory and landing spot are the most important. Grip is way down for me. But when you throw them, if they're doing this number, if they're flipping over the points and not over the flat parts, then you're throwing a bad shot because it's going to land random. much better shot. I did roll a 7, but the shot itself was a much better shot. Again, remember guys, I'm not trying to miss the 7. Yeah, that's what makes, really, if you're setting the dice in a certain set, unless you're trying to set and then throw off axis on purpose, then you're trying to stay on axis, which means that you should, there's a come out 7, that you should be, trying to land them as flat as you can. That was essentially an on-axis 7. There we go, right there in the corner. I like to throw in the corner, and that's another thing I know a lot of people don't, but I actually prefer to throw in the corner. The couple reasons I prefer to throw in the corner. Number one is normally there's nothing in the corner. Normally there's no chips or nothing over there. And number two is that I don't mind the dice hitting and spinning around the side because there's a point made 9, because I try to throw the dice kind of low. So that doesn't bother me as much as, let's say, people that normally throw a higher shot, like way up high that comes down and then drop shots. The corner's going to throw them all off, and I get why they don't throw it. When I'm at the casino, guys, oh, that's a better shot. I throw at the corner. I try to bury them in that corner and just stop. And there's the 8, that's the point. New point, 6-2. Here we go. And there's a 4, okay? Bounce way up. That's not a great one. It's okay. We wouldn't lose with it. Here we go. Thank you, Rob. You like that, huh? I like it too. I'm gonna put some more. Whoa! That was everywhere. I'm gonna put some more effort into that and develop it a little better before I unleash it. I don't know. I've never really tried that. The only time I throw angled like that is when I'm in the hook by the dealer over there. I throw to the other corner, not like I'm controlling the dice or anything, but I definitely throw from there to there when I'm in that hook. And I throw a chopper style throw when there's a 7. When I'm anywhere but stick 1 or 2, guys, I throw a chopper style throw. And the reason is because VDC, if anyone knows what VDC, who VDC is, it's Vegas Dice Controller. It's another YouTube channel, check him out. But he talks about off-axis shots all the time, and he throws like a spinning shot like that, a chopper style shot. But he talks about it being more forgiving than a traditional style shot, and I believe it is. I'm, again, more forgiving against the 7 because if you throw it correctly, you tend to get your dice to stay where they're at a lot better. That's if you throw it correctly. Here we go. Last shot of the 10, we got an 11 on the come out. I hate losing to the 11 on the don't, so I hedge it out. I just hate losing to the 11. I don't mind losing to the 7. Man, I hate losing to the 11. There's a 4-2-6.
short roll. Still made it to the wall though. And that's one thing, like I was talking earlier about, if you're at weird spots on the table, just throw your normal trajectory. They're going to get there. They're going to get to the wall. I'm not saying you'll never have it. There's back-to-back threes. I'm not saying you'll never have them tell you, hey, you know, get them to the wall. You probably will. But how many times have you guys seen them kick someone out or make them quit throwing for not getting into the wall? It doesn't happen very often. They talk about it. They'll preach about it. But really, if you're tipping, they don't care that much. Yeah, that's pretty good, right? In the strategy I put out today, that would have been big money. There's that 6. We made that point. What a deal. Here we go. And there's the 8. That was a bad shot. It might have looked good on the video, but that's bad. Here we go. That was much better. Much better. And that kind of did what I was talking about it hitting in the corner and rolling out. I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. Here we go. There's that 8 and made that point. Here we go. 5, okay. Pretty good shot. I'll take it. Here we go. 3. Imagine that. Got another 3. For whatever reason, out of this dice set, I tend to get 3s. Six, 2, 8. Hello, Dave. Here we go. 6, 5, yo. Ending it on a pretty good one here. Oh, I just spoke that into existence, didn't I? 4, 3, 7. All right, not bad. Not bad. All right, let's see where we ended up. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 1, 2, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 78 rolls. Okay? So right now people are saying, hey, look, you beat 60. No, I didn't. Because I had come out 7s in there as well. So my total 7s is much more than 10. So my total 7s were much more than 10. But guys, again, I don't think I can beat the 7, so I don't try to. Like, I don't attempt to do it. I let the 7 be what it is. Oh yeah, I would have made plenty of money here. There's a few shots that would have cost me some, like these ones where I hit multiple points. I probably would have lost at least one, maybe two, but they were all pretty good shots, so I would have ended up making all that back plus some. But on the second part, those PSOs I would have banked really well on, and a couple of these other long shots I would have done great on. But yeah, I mean, I don't, for myself, I definitely don't, I don't try to play against the 7. I just play with it. All right, so let's do the second part of the video. See if I can dodge the 10. I haven't had bad luck really, I guess, or bad runs, but they weren't great either. My first one was really good. I had an okay one, then I had a bad one in there somewhere. And then I had some normal ones. Here we go. There's a 5. Okay, so I changed up what I'm doing here, guys. Anyone that doesn't know, I'm shooting the 2-3-3-2. Nice, that's awesome, dude. So what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to dodge the 6-4. I'm not even worried about the hard 10 because I'm going to play it. All right, I am trying to dodge the 6-4. And there's a hard 4. Okay. And the idea is if you can make it 12 shots, then you're doing the better than the average on the 10. So, can you shoot 12 shots without rolling a 6-4? Right, there's a 6-5. If you are and you're betting everything else, then you've won. You can't lose at that point. If you're betting the late 10, and then there's 7, and then everything else, and as long as you keep it within that late 10, you're always going to profit. And that's the idea behind the anything but 10. And you can do anything but whatever number you choose. It doesn't matter which one you choose. There's a 5, 2, 7. You can be anything but 6 or whatever. Anything you can lay. Because that allows you to put money on the rest of the table. And there's the 6. And all you're trying to do is miss one number instead that has 3 combinations. Then you're knocking it down to 2 combinations. And then you're only, it's only 2 ways to lose out of 36. So that means there's 34 ways to win. There's 6-3. So even just a random shooter should regularly get to 9, 10, 11, 12 times. So you should be, if you're thinking about doing this, you should be able to beat 12 on a regular basis. I haven't been practicing it as much because I haven't been using it as much. There's the 9, but it's still the best or one of the best strategies I've ever came up with, or not came up with, because obviously nothing is new in craps, but ever just really put work into. There's a 3. That was a really good shot. They just died. I love it when those shots do that. Here we go. 9. Yeah, I don't like it when they do that. I don't like getting 4s or 5s really. I want to see a 1, 2, or 3 pop up on the dice. Yeah, that's true. There's the hard 6. Crushing it. Crushing it. How are you, Mr. Rob from Square Pair? Here we go. There's a 9. Okay. 3, 2, 2, 3, or 2, 3, 3, 2, however you want to throw it, doesn't matter. Here we go. There's the 8. So if you don't believe that I'm doing something with these dice, you might eventually hear. Cool, nice. And there's the 6. I'm pretty good, pretty good. Just waiting to get invited over to Square Paris house again. There we go. Not everyone's as cool as you, so I gotta get my invite. No fear of the 5-5 because you're gonna play the hard 10. And there's the 6. Here we go. There's the 6. 5, 1. There's the 11. There's the 4. There's the 5. There's the 7. Okay. This is the biggest issue with it, is that the dice get taken out of your hand on a 7. It's not rolling the 10 as much as the dice they end up getting, you have to wait on them. There's the 8. That's the biggest issue. But if you can find a table where you're the only one there, or everyone will pass you the dice, you can just sit here and rack up money on this. There's the 6. I mean, you can just sit here and bang out money if you can just keep the dice in your hand. So if it's a empty table, all those kind of things, table where everyone is just letting you shoot. That was jumped out of the table on us. That's what you want to be looking for when you try this. You want to be able to just shoot it. Sounds good, Rob. Sounds good. And there's a 7. Okay. Oops. Awesome. Thank you for coming by. And there's a 3. There's a 12. Okay, that was a bad shot. I moved it a little bit. Here we go. There's the 3. So again, guys, however you play this, whether you're playing some kind of Iron Cross or whatever, You just need to be collecting on every shot. And there's the 6. There's the 4. There's the 8. Here we go. There's the 3. Kill this 3, man. Just kill him. Here we go. There's the 6. 6 has been my number tonight, though. I've had stacks of those 6s. Here we go. 9. 6, 3, 9. Someone pay that man on that field. Sure, but the 7 kills your ATS. There's the 8. Trust me, I love when I get down to just the 10. I love it because I can sit there and smash numbers. There's the hard 8. And anytime I want, guys, I can flip it over and I can get 10s. It might take me 4 or 5 rolls, but if I flip this dice set the other way, so instead of the 2, 3, 3, 2, if I flip it over like this and go the 5, 4, 4, 5, I'm going to roll 10s. And there's the 8. I know that sounds insane, right? But it'll work. There's the 6, 5 yoke. There's a 9. That would have worked again, Rob. See a horn, bet a field. That would have hit. Oh, that was a 9 and 11. That was a 9. Here we go. There's the 8. I'm going to run out of white chips. So how many people think I'm just getting lucky? That's my question, is how many people think that I'm not defeating the 10 here? How many? Because, I mean, we're where I should have had 3 10s by now. And I haven't had any. So, am I just getting lucky? I doubt it. There's a 4, 3, 7. There's the hard 6. There's the easy 6. There's the 4. So, okay, so here's my second question. There's the 9. At what point, how many rolls do I have to roll before it's not luck? How many sessions do I have to show before it's not luck? There's the hard 8, square pair. It's the 3, 2, 2, 3, or 2, 3, 3, 2. Like, at what point, after how many rolls, how many sessions, repeatedly, of averaging better than that number's normal roll, is it not luck? Right? There's a 3. That was another horn field. Horn, horn. And there's another one. There's the 4. Rob, you're killing it. Well, the thing is, guys, is you have to be willing. First thing you have to do is you have to be willing to give this. If you're playing the lay 10, you have to be willing to do it. First of all, you have to be willing to put that lay bet out there. Second thing is you have to be willing to give it about 10 tries. All right, so you have to have a bankroll big enough to give it about 10 tries, because they're not all going to go perfect. You're going to mess up, all right? But then you're going to have good runs. You're going to have better runs. Then you're going to have these. Yeah, that's true. There's 7. So then you're going to have these runs. So if you go there to your local casino at 3 in the morning on a Wednesday, you're the only person there, and you can just keep shooting at this. All right, and you put the time in. You've learned how to miss whatever number it is you're trying to miss. There's the 4. And you can just sit there and rake chips in. Yeah, dude, can you move your odds over? Yeah, I've said that many times myself. Or I've told them just move their whole set of chips over. Just move everything over. And there's an 8, 6, 2. Here we go. I thought that was it there, because them were bad dice. Them came out funny. All right. There's an 8 though. We got lucky. It's another thing is when you're playing against the 10, getting lucky isn't all that hard, because you only have 8% chance. Right? When you knock out the hard 10, now you're at about 5.5% chance. There's the 5, 3, 8. So you're creating 2 situations for yourself. The first situation is it's a good chance you're going to win, starting out. Second situation is you're making it even better, because if you do mess up on your shot, you still have a 96% chance that it's going to go right. 95% chance. So even when you mess up, you're still playing pretty good percentages. There's the 4, 1, 5. Here we go. Oh, and there's the ugly number. Finally, you got me. Got me. All right, so what did we end up with? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 54. My 55th roll was a 10. I didn't even have any hard 10s. 55th roll was a 10. If you're betting every number to be a winner except for 10, that was 54 winners. I mean, it's pretty simple math. So that is what that is. I mean, my overall average between the 7 videos now against the 10 is way lopsided. Obviously, I've rolled way more rolls than I should have before I got a 10. And by the 10th video, it's going to be really, really lopsided. And so people can go back and see that. And they're going to see just how crazy side one heavy it is that I'm not rolling these 10s. Even the one video where I had a really bad roll, right? And that's the idea behind it. So it's 54 without a 10 this time. I rolled 54 times. So again, guys, if you're going to play the no 10, first of all, you have to figure out how to miss whatever number you're trying to miss. So that's the first thing. You don't have to go against the 10. That's just what I prefer, right? You may like to play against the 5. It may work great for you to play against the 5. You may be really good at it. That's good. Whatever it is, it doesn't make a difference. Because even if you choose the 6, okay? Even if you choose the 6 and you lay the 6 and you play everything else, right? And you play the hard 6, you have 4 ways to lose, right? So that is essentially, it's like 14%, or no, it's like 12.5%, right? Like 12.5% or something with 4 ways to lose, all right? Guys, that means you have 88% chance that if it just randomly, you're not going to hit the number. So, I mean, even from just a random standpoint, these strategies are good, right? Even if you're just going to lay the 10 without a hard 10 and play everything else, you have a 92% chance that you won't roll that 10, no matter what you're doing with the dice. 92% chance, if you just chunk them down there, you won't roll it. So if you practice a little and you make it to where you can miss that a lot of the time, even more, now you're slimming that chance to lose way down where the casino, they don't want you to have that little chance to lose. Now you're getting in that, you're getting in that range where, you know, you can kind of pick when you leave, you know. But on the flip side of that, like I said earlier, you got to give yourself about 10 tries at it, because you get there, you're cold, it may not work right at first. You're going to have to figure it out a little bit. All right, so take some shots before you just play it. You know, throw just some min pass lines down there. Get you some rolls out of the way. Get your landing zone down. Get all those things down. And then attack. All right, give yourself a chance then, after you've got a little time in at the table. Right? Don't do it. Don't walk right up and just, unless you know where you're going. But don't just walk right into it, because you may have a bad run, all right, before you get ready. Anyways, those are all things that I've explained on my website. You can actually go read a thing on the website about the No 10. It's wagermetthis.com. I'd appreciate if you guys visit. There's a bunch of blogs and stuff that I've written down at the bottom. If you scroll all the way to the bottom, you can actually get my personal phone number. So there you go. There's a bunch of other YouTube channels on there listed with links. You can click on them, go check them out. And I also put my football betting stuff on there. So there's a lot of stuff on there. There's a VDC, his dice school. You can get a little discount if you go through my channel. So there's a lot of things on there. I have merchandise on there too, all those good things. But if you don't mind, go check it out. It helps me out. Even if you guys just click on it and look at it, it helps me out. You don't even got to do anything else. So I appreciate that. But anyways, guys, there's a lot of good stuff on there. And everything on there, I've done myself. There's nothing I've robbed from anyone besides VDC's stuff. That's all his stuff. But everything that's written on there is all stuff I wrote myself. It's all my own personal opinions, my own personal experiences. So it's all me. But anyways, guys, thank you again for your time, and thank you for watching this. I'm going to be doing some more of this 160 across with the horn stuff. I actually really like this. I think I'm going to really get into it, see some tweaks I can make to it, and see where it goes. Anyways, guys, thank you again for your time. This is Jacob from Wedge Me This, and you guys have a great day.